Welcome to the garden. So today I'm going to go through and talk about all of the things I'm going to remove and why and what I'm going to do in its place, and talk about bolting, which is when a plant goes to seed, and how I'm going to remove those seeds so that I can use them next year. So let me take you through the garden. This is kind of a little to-do list for myself. Something to make me a little accountable and get some stuff done. So first thing I'd like to do is have a pile of mess here from the back tree that I had cleaned out. Actually I only got a quarter of it cleaned out, but that day the wind was blowing in my face, so I didn't get much of it cleaned out. So I want to get this out of here, these piles, and they need to go. They need to not be here. I need the cardboard for the other areas that I'm mulching, but I need them out of here. It's too messy for me. So, all right, where do I want to start? So I am going to harvest this crop of snap peas and the mammoth peas. And then I think I'm going to tear this out. I think it's a little too warm for it now, and I think I'm going to plant my cucamelons here and let them go up and take this over. But this might be the last thing I remove because it's green and it's so pretty, and it's so hard to take things out when they're growing. But it doesn't really have any more flowers. It's just so pretty up on top. It's doing exactly what I wanted it to do, but we'll replant it in the fall, and we'll enjoy the fruits off of it once again. I have a little bit of a mess here with the lettuce that's down here dying, and then I have this radish that I think I'm gonna pull out. I think I'm gonna pull out all of the radishes. I have this one here. I don't know, maybe I'll leave this one a few more days with its pretty flowers. It's just so hard to decide. But this one, this is seed pod. So I'm gonna get these off, dry them in a bag, and then have seeds for next year. Where are you, songbird? So pretty. So the other day I was unsure what these were, and they are definitely seed pods. So I'm gonna clean out this whole pot here. We're gonna eat what's edible, and then we're going to collect seeds. I might leave these guys just for a few more days and let them flower. It's just, they're so pretty, but they're taking up valuable space where I could get something else planted. So I'll do a refresh right here. Snap peas from this side, they don't look all that pretty. So I think it's time. What do you guys think? Ugh, I don't know. It's so hard to take stuff out. Okay, so I'm starting here this morning with the snap peas. And I'm gonna go slow. It's gonna be a hot day. And the sun is starting to creep into this area. So this is probably all I'll get done for today. Maybe I'll get some of the other stuff done later tonight. So as you see on the time lapse, I cleaned up some of the snap peas, and I've actually decided to let it stay. I cleaned out a lot of the dead items. This is what I've harvested off of it today. And there's a bunch more babies on here, so I'm gonna let them get bigger and go from there. This is everything that I took off. Cleaned up a bunch of the dead stuff. So this is what it looks like now. It's much better. Although, like I said, I do want to get the cucamelons going, so these will have to come out very soon. But let's let some of these up here mature and we'll have another full crop. So I'm here at the radishes, and they went to seed. So I'm going to collect them today in these little brown bags, label them, and then hopefully I'll have seeds next year. I wanted to show you from the snap peas and the mammoth peas that I have these two already dried up, and then I have this one drying up. So I'm actually going to set a few of these off to the side and let them dry, and then I'll have seeds for those for next year too. So this is the plant I took the seed pods off of, and now I'm going to pull it and see what's under here. We didn't get much of anything. Don't know what happened, but we'll just compost this. Here's the other one. Nope, nothing. It looks like they just didn't fruit. But I guess it's okay because we were able to collect some seeds. Nope. Nothing on that one either. What else we got going on down here? This one's gonna seed in a few days. This one's gonna go to seed in a few days. Looks like I didn't get any radishes in here. No. Oh, look, I got one. So awesome. We're gonna add that. Oops, stepping on the strawberries. Add that to our harvest basket. Let's see, what else? Let's dig around in here and see what else we got. Nothing. A tiny radish. My first time ever growing them. What in the world? Check this out. I have no idea what that is. Huh. Compost. All right, let's dig around in here some more. That's out. That's out. We don't need any more of those to go to seed, so let's take the rest of them out. Oh! Yay! Alright, so I'm just gonna finish taking out all of the radishes. They did not fare well in here. We have some green onions. We're just gonna harvest those too. Alright, so we harvested all the green onion. Look at those roots. Alright. So now this bin is ready for a nice hot summer crop. So all of this can just be composted right back into the soil. Top it off with some fresh kitchen scraps and some new soil and get some stuff planted here. All right, so this is a romaine lettuce, and I need to wait until it flowers to collect the seeds. So I am going to leave this one plant. It's not in my way. I'm going to take out the others. I have one over here. Maybe I should leave that one. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna leave that one. I'm gonna remove all of these, even though, look at, I hate taking things out when they're flowering. Seems counterintuitive. Look at my tomatillo. It's really happy. I was able to get one of the grasshoppers out of the garden today. So hopefully I can find a couple more that are eating everything. Why don't they eat the things that are like you're not eating? The things, because they're bitter to you. Maybe they're bitter to them too. I don't know. But yeah, I guess I have to wait until this flowers to be able to collect the seeds, which looks like it will be any day. I just noticed after taking that lettuce out that there's another tomato in here. So I'm gonna pull this guy out today and get him planted in another pot. There's a couple more items from the garden. I'm gonna harvest the rest of the romaine lettuce that's over there. Two of them have not bolted. The other two bolted and they taste really bitter. And one of my viewers wanted to know what bolting means. Bolting means when the plant goes to seed. And when it goes to seed, it changes the taste from a normal lettuce to bitter. So it's spring, but my tree thinks it's fall. No, it loses its leaves in the spring, but oh my gosh, so many leaves. So I've just had this idea. I have this spot in the back behind the shed that I would like to mulch, and I lay down the cardboard and then the mulch on top. Well, I'm gonna try and move all these leaves out over there, then put down the cardboard, then mulch. Oh, look at the beautiful hummingbird. I'm gonna put all the leaves down and then put the cardboard and then put the mulch on top in hopes that I can combat this area. We've been pretty good with this area for 4 years. This is the first year we've had weeds. I have not refreshed this mulch in those 4 years, and had I been refreshing the mulch, I would not have this problem. So I'd like to get this whole area, you know, mulched and cleaned up and just look pretty. And then I have this area to the side of the watermelon outside the garden that I want to mulch also and get this all fresh and clean. And then once it's cooled down a little bit, I want to remove this grass and mulch all of this. There's no reason for this little strip to be grass, paying to water it, when we can totally turn this into a mulched walkway to come to the shed. And then I might add a couple more tomatoes on the outside over here. Shh, don't tell Michael. So I covered up the I covered up the peaches with these cute little turquoise bags, which are now like sun bleached and just white bags. So I guess I should have just bought the white bags. I'm also gonna get the wheelbarrow put away because I'm tired of looking at it at the table. I have this little back corner here where the pomegranate tree is growing and where I took out the loquat tree. I'm gonna do some chop and drop right here, and then I'm gonna move some of my shade loving items over here. They'll get some morning sun, and then they'll have some good afternoon shade. And so I'm gonna, before I move everything here, I'm gonna go through the garden, clean up some stuff. The rhubarb needs to be cleaned up. Some other things need to be trimmed, and I'm just gonna do a chop and then a drop. All right, so here's my chop and drop pile. I am going to cover this with mulch, and then I'm gonna set some pots back here that are having a little bit of a hard time with how hot the sun is right now. So I'm gonna give them this little reprieve here where it gets morning sun and then it gets afternoon shade. And then while I was back here, I see this tomato growing. So I'm not gonna put the cage completely in the ground. I'm just gonna set it here so I know to be careful of the tomato. Let's pull all the rest of this stuff. So we're just gonna be cautious of this tomato. We're gonna leave it and see what it does. It's kind of shady back here, so we'll see. This is the pomegranate. I still have to figure out where to plant my figs. I'm gonna do that research soon. But so here's what we have coming up. We have a bin here to plant in, a bin here to plant in, and then those pots are gonna come out and we'll have that bin. Those are gonna come out, we'll have that bin. These will come out, we'll have that bin. And those both will come out, we'll have that bin, those bins to plant in. And then we have that bin back there. And then pretty soon we'll have this bin and this bin, because the lettuce will be past its point. And we'll just get some more stuff growing in here. And that's kind of been my chop and drop bin that I've been using. It's a little full, so hopefully I'll be able to take some of that and put it into some of the other bins and spread it out amongst everybody. Okay, so I got a few things moved back here. I got the sorrel, kale, and I think that's the Tuscany kale, and a Jerusalem spinach, I believe it's called. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to look it up and see if that's even something I want to keep. It looks like something I used to feed my Barbies when I was little. I'd play out in the grass and pop those little pieces off the top of the plant and pretend they were lettuce for my Barbies and my G.I. Joe. And so here are those items. Hopefully they'll be a little bit happier back here. They keep wilting midday, which means I need to water them midday. So I'm trying to get away with just watering once a day. And I've been having to pop out here and water these and make sure they're okay. So we've moved them. Hopefully they'll be happy right here, and we'll see what happens. If not, the best thing about it is they're in pots and I can move them around. And if I can't get the pot thing to work, I can always find a spot and put them in the ground. I'm thinking I'm going to be pulling out this broccoli soon. I believe these are the seed pods. I'm going to put them in the brown bag and see if I get seeds, but I think I'm past the broccoli point with the heat that is coming to us now. It's been in the high 90s for days. And I believe the shisho, I think that's how you say it, I believe these are all seeds. I'm gonna sprinkle those back down in there and see if we can get this pot to grow some more.